Well, hello YouTube. Look, I've the only thing I had to do, which that was the only part of the build that didn't sort of succeed, which was just one tiny thing, which I had to actually change out the CD-ROM because the one that I put in didn't actually work. Well, it didn't pick up a Windows CD or anything of that nature, so I'm just gonna go with it. Didn't work. I mean, it does happen when you're working with reconditioned items, and especially if you're not buying brand new, those types of things do happen. But now I have it up and running. I'm running Windows updates at the moment. Running a benchmark test just to see what temperatures that it's maintaining inside the case as well. Everything's where it should be, really. Case sounds okay. Can sound okay. Everything sounds okay. I changed the BIOS battery and everything else. I changed pretty much everything out. I need to change out. What else? Changed. Yeah, but pretty much changed everything out. I think there's nothing I really haven't changed out at this point. So what do we got? RAM's okay. Everything else is okay. So it's all seems to be working. What I might do is some initial game tests maybe, but I'll do that with my other drive, to be truthful. At this point in time, I'm pretty much planning run a few more tests on it just to make sure that everything is actually working correctly. The build itself looks pretty good, the case looks pretty good, cable management, I'm not really miffed about that too much, it looks okay. Case is pretty much where it should be, power supply is humming along nicely, processors are humming along nicely, hard drives are nicely in place. Install the drivers, got the wireless internet working on this now. I don't know whether you can actually see it on screen, but I've got the wireless internet working in the corner, as you can see, which I've hooked up to my wireless network here. I might just have to get a few drivers. There's one driver that I might have to get, which is something I'll download probably from Windows Update anyway, regardless of the situation. So, got that. There's an unknown device, as you can see. Properties. So yeah, that's one device which I need to actually put in, which is a LAN driver, I think. It looks like a LAN driver, yes, must be. Alright, so that's just one device that I've got to actually install. Not a big issue. I can probably get that off the website anyway, so no big issues there. All seems to be working pretty well so far, and I'm pretty happy with the end result of the build that I completed. So at this point, I'm just sort of waiting to see how I go with it. I've edited together the build video that I did, which is looking good. This is going to be an add-on to it, of course, virtually. That looks okay, that looks okay. And yeah, no, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty damn happy. So what we'll do, let's see. I am running some stress tests at the moment, so just making sure everything, that the hard drive or anything of that nature doesn't actually fall over or stuff along those lines. I haven't run a sector test. Which one we got? Let's run a sector test. No, I think this drive is okay. This is a 120 gig drive that I put in, and I got a 500 gig storage drive, and then I got my actual work drive and my USB drive that I have all my tools and stuff on. So yeah, it's sort of complete almost. It's looking pretty good. I'll bring you over here to actually have a look at what it looks like. Hold you as steady as I can. So yeah, what you can see, as you can see, there's everything's plugged in the front. Got the USB 2.03 converter working nicely. It works nicely. Both those are running off the front ports, as you can see. Back ports, back everything else, all seems to be working. And the inside of the case, obviously, with a couple of cables there and everything else. Pretty much screwed everything up, all pretty much ready to go and ready to sell at some point. I think I don't really have, but there's probably at this point in time is a screen or anything to go with it, or things of that nature. So that's just unfortunate, but I'll probably just end up selling the tower on its own. So yeah, not too bad. I'm pretty happy with the end result of that. That pretty much my hard work has paid off to going into it, all the work that I've put into it. I've also got an extra power supply there just in case. Not that I think there's any real problems. The power supply I got in there is brand new. It's a 500 watt anyway, so yeah. So back where you were. Shit. So what I'll end up doing at this point in time is bring my fire extinguisher back next to my desk. What was it for? To be honest, I'm thinking about hanging my extinguisher on the wall at some point. That's a big plan for the future, obviously. So yeah, we got that. That one's okay. PC. All the Windows is activated. And all that other crap. Let's see. So I don't know. I don't have any RAM right at this particular. Well, I mean, I have 2 gigabytes, obviously, but I can't really up the RAM any more than what's in there at the moment. I don't know whether I have any extra RAM at the moment. I'll have to have a look around and see if I do, but I don't think I do at the moment. Hoping to maybe put 4 gig in there, but I'm not worried. If I don't get 4, it's fine. So, just pretty much Windows updates at this point. Just waiting for the Windows updates to finish, things like that, and I've been editing some videos together as well. Changing my camera battery as well because it went flat from doing the entirety of, I think it was about, in total the build took me about an hour and 7 minutes. I was really pushing for time. I could probably do it. No, I reckon at least an hour. I have to have at least an hour to actually prepare a build and do it. I mean, to be honest, I've been preparing the build for a lot longer than that. I mean, I've been doing it over time and testing the components on the bench and everything else. But I mean, to just build it into the case and everything else, I mean, you need at least an hour, 2 hours, depending on the situation, you know. If it requires preparation, if it's a gaming machine, you can even require 3 to 4 hours, especially when you want to be picky about how you lay the cables in, how you do specifically other stuff and things of that nature. You know, as I said, a lot of that stuff is yeah, it's spectacular in that sense. You know, so nothing big. As I said, I've been running this pretty much continuously since the benchmarking and the testing that I was doing. And now I'm pretty much going to run it for another, probably another few more hours and things like that. I probably, 12 minutes it's been running. So I'm just going to run it in the case and just see if there's any temperature fluctuations, or basically if there's any temperature fluctuations that are abnormal, that are in the sense that they're not normal on the normal spectrum. I'd rather have them happen here than happen to the client themselves. So I'd rather test it out and see exactly how it goes. So for the moment, I'm just basically giving it a bit of a test and just laying it on the line pretty much. So at this point, I've got the build which is virtually ready. Then I'm going to make a Gumtree listing, which will be interesting, and it should be interesting to see. And yeah, it should be good. Okay. Alright, I'm going to leave it there anyway. Thank you very much, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed my video as per usual. Like and subscribe. Comments. If you've got comments, subscribe me on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Twitch TV, and Instagram. All those lovely services you can subscribe to. I'm obviously available. Well, I'm available most of the time because, as I said, for me. This is a passionate thing that I love to do. It's something that I love to get my hooks into, basically. And I do love to, you know, it's a passion for me. It's not just a passion. It's something that I love doing, and it's something that I find interesting. At the same time, you know, feeling around and just mucking around with some stuff is just, you know, you can have a lot of fun with it. And you can, you know, sometimes some things can be frustrating too, I admit that, depending on what you're building and how you're building it. So, yeah. Alright, I'm going to leave it there anyway. Thank you very much, YouTube, and I'll catch you. Bye.